speak. And let me share my screen and let me know once you can see it.
It's always pleasure to host you, Subhashish.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
we can see your screen.
yes. So let me bring it up into the presentation mode. Yeah. So thanks team, thanks everyone for bringing out some time from your weekend schedule to talk about the technological upbringings, what is happening right now, and what's that we can learn next. So in this boot camp, I discussed with Venkatesh, like I would like to speak about Copilot Studio, what is new or what has moved or what has changed, and based on that we'd like to hear from you, like how would you like to leverage these changes in your business processes. And so there is a small PPT. I won't take much of your time. So here are the agenda. So first of all, I would like to show you that what is changed in agent flows. So initially, the flows used to be configured outside the Copilot Studio, but now the agent is all within Microsoft Copilot Studio itself. So you don't need to go to powerautomate.microsoft.com. You can simply access your flows in Copilot Studio itself. It has saying that it has a lot of changes from technological point of view, from applications point of view, and there are so many advancements which you can leverage in order to make your interactions with downstream and upstream processes much more easier and smoother. I'll show you what I mean by all these things. Next, I will try to cover what are changes in the agents are. There are several beautiful features that Microsoft has recently added and which we can certainly use in our agents to make them much more robust, much more intuitive, much more applicable for our business needs. There is an amazing feature added by Microsoft, which are known as the data operations. So data operations can help you perform CRUD, your own defined CRUD operations in your agents without you need to write any code. Just imagine this. I'd like to create a purchase order right in my Teams channel, and the Teams chatbot is asking you the details. Okay, can you tell me what are the vendors that you need to create, what are the items that you want to procure, and that's it. Your purchase order will be ready. Um, then I would like to just give an introduction, like as Bilur was rightly saying, like MCP servers. MCP servers is a huge game changer, and just I'd like to give you a flavor like what is new with MCP servers. Then I would like to wrap up the discussion by telling you a brief about the file uploads. If time permits, I can also like to give you insights about plugins, though the plugins itself is a huge chapter in itself. And I would certainly request Venkatesh to give me one more opportunity to, speak about plugins and how can we make various kinds of X++ plugins in F&O. And then I would like to keep the floor open for question and answers, and that's the agenda for today. So saying that this is me, most of you know me. I regularly keep on writing on LinkedIn's and Microsoft community forums and keep sessions. I am a Dynamics 365 solution architect with 19 years of industrial experience and an MVP. Last year, I became an MVP, and so I specialize on finance and operations, Azure AI, Power Platform, Fabric. And just as the vibe goes these days, that knowing finance and operation itself is just enough. You have to have an immense grip on the adjoining technologies as well, which are related very much to finance and operations. So here is my LinkedIn profile. You can follow me or give me a nudge, or you can please reach out to me should you have any questions. And this is my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will keep you posted with all the newer trends and technologies which Microsoft is focusing on. So saying that, let me take you to flows. What's new with the flows? So agent flows are, now much more automated, much more structured sequestrations of actions used to perform various repetitive tasks and integrated with others, apps and services. App and service integration, this is much more easier to maintain these days. Connect to and automate workflows across multiple applications and services. Its AI enhanced actions will make you incorporate AI to take it to the next level of handling complex scenarios such as summarizing and categorizing feedback. Flexible creation, you can create various flexibilities when dealing with visual designers or natural language prompts or prompts to describe what you want to do. Just describe it and the agent is going to do it on its own without you needing to write any single line of uh, code. And tool integration, you can integrate any tool, any custom defined tool, and this agent can use help you to orchestrate, to accentuate such a kind of a tool to make it perform various specific tasks and return the result to the conversation. Most importantly, there is a new feature known as express capacity mode, which was not there previously, and this is a game changer in itself. Imagine this, that you have at least tens and thousands of items to process. And mostly it used to happen like if the waiting time is beyond 2 minutes, it's going to crash down saying that timeout. But now, if you turn this feature on, it can process your flows in a much more orchestrated way, and it can bring up the results in lightning speed. So that's saying that. Let me take you to the agents. Allow me a moment to bring you back to. Okay, so here is my Copilot Studio. Let me just put it down. I hope you could see my screen. Uh, okay.
Yes, Subhashish. Power platform admin center.
Okay, gotcha. So here is my Copilot Studio. And so if I go to my Copilot Studio, and this is my environment where I can choose my environment from here. And so if I go to my flows, so here is a flow I would like to show you. These are the, say for example, these are the flows that I have created. It's going to take a couple of moments to get loaded. So yeah, so and initially, previously what used to happen that whatever flows were there, you have to create all your flows outside in your powerautomate.microsoft.com. So that has now shifted and we call it as agent flow. So agent flows are directly connected to your Copilot topics, to your Copilot Studio agents, and you can directly interact with them. So if I am going to show you a flow, any of one of this flow, say for example, I'm taking you to another instance, this instance where I have created certain more flows here. And okay, just I'd like to show you one flow in particular, which is an amazing conglomeration of the flows as well as the power prompts. So here is a flow for sales plot. So it's a very, very simple flow per se. It is doing what it is whenever the user is going to ask, can you tell me what are the customers and what are the customers buying various kinds of the commodities, what are the customers who are making most of the sales orders. I want to see a plot of them. So what I have done is that if you get inside this, okay, just a second. Yeah, if I get into this and if I go to the designers, I'll show you what has happened. So here, whenever the agent calls the flow, I am calling a prompt. So this prompt, I will show you what is this prompt doing. It's a very simple prompt. If I click on this edit, it is going to take you to the structure of this prompt. And okay, so it's getting loaded. Mm, okay. Okay, so I'm saying that you are given the sales order details that contains the sales IDs created by different customers over time. When I'm saying this, I am in turn also pointing this prompt to a Dataverse table for my sales orders. So sales order in table from Dataverse does have the customer account reference and also have the sales order reference. I am bringing them back into here. And then I'm asking your task, create a plot of sales order created by different customers, create insights and trends on this plot. And what you return that ensure to return the graph thus created as a base64 encoded image and a summary of insights. So when I say that, and I'm choosing the model as GPT-4 mini, I can also choose other models also. GPT-5 reasoning is still it's kind of ready, but still it has got certain hookups. So I'm still kind of comfortable with GPT 4.0, and then I can test this directly. So when I test this, it's going to take a while to come back to me because, of course, you can understand like it's going to go through a huge mob of records, huge humongous records and finding out the plots and coming back to you. So in order to, so of course, like, if the number of records go up more and more as your industry, as your organization is performing more and more and is performing well, and more customers are coming and making sales orders. So obviously in no time it's going to tear down into various kinds of issues with performances. So you see here is a graph that it created. It's an awesome, amazing feature, which I will show you how is this happening. It's an amazing feature from, prompt engineering. And you see there's a plot of customers on the sales orders, and also there is an inside saying that total unique customers are 36, total sales order created are 725, and top 5 customers by sales orders. Like this, it's giving you you know um an amazing stats of your sales performances. So imagine this, you are calling this plot from a topic or from Power Apps, and you are getting back this result, and you are publishing it back to you user. You're rendering it back to you user. User can immediately get the insights and the details of your sales processes right away using natural languages communication. So how is this happening? If you ask me in very layman's language, so if you close this guy and if you go to this 3 dots over here, there is a settings. In the settings, you turn on, there is something known as a code interpreter. I will give you more details of this soon in a couple of slides from now. So if you turn this on, what is happening is whatever you are telling it, while giving back to you the results, it's kind of interpreting your commands as a natural language and then coming back to you by using Python scripts. So the Python scripts works as a machine learning communication, and it is coming back to you using various kinds of details like this. So when this happens is like I'm just giving you back this cancel prompt. Okay, and I'm just going back like this. Okay, so as an agent calls the flow, and I'm responding to the agent like this. If I go back to my version history, so previously, this is also a new improvisation from flows. So if you remember the logic apps does have something known as a version history, and you can select a particular version. If you want to make it active, you can do that. Here also something similar has come up. So there are versions, and you can see this published, past published, which was last published. You can always go back to it and make it as active. So this is one thing. So if I go back to overview, and you see there is something known as an edit, and I can go all the way down. So enable this express mode as preview is enabled. The moment you turn this on, if you are having a huge amount of records to process, so the effective time it is going to improvise on that execution time and going to, come back to you with much faster responses. So this is a new feature from Flows. So if I cancel this and if I go to the activity, which I just ran the activity, and if I show you this activity as this, clicking on this, activity is basically, as the name suggests, it's itself the list of the actions that just has happened. And this run up prompt, it's if I go to respond to the agent, it's going to show you. If I go to all the way down to the show raw outputs, it's going to tell me, like you see the sales orders by sales insights and all these things, sales order charts. Obviously, sales order charts, it won't be able to show you the sales order chart because in an UI like this, you won't be able to see the sales order chart. But however, you'll be able to see the customers that are, you see the customers who are top trending customers and all these details. It's able to fetch you. So I'm closing this and I am going back to my agent flows. And so these are my agent flows available. So like this, you can create your agent flow right here in your Copilot Studio, get them connected to your topic and talk to them and bring excellent, humanly understandable results without writing in a single line of code. Okay, saying that, let me tell you to the code interpreter. This is an amazing feature introduced by Microsoft. Let me take you there. Okay, so if I take you to the, let me go to home. So this is my admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com. So here you'd be able to see in your Copilot, if you click on this Copilot, you'll be able to see a lot of features that are there, that lot of things that are, documentations are there. What's new is there, take action to improve Copilots, all these things are there. I'm going to Copilot Studio, and what I'm doing is that, okay, sorry, I'm going to settings, my bad. I'm going to settings, and if I go to settings, and there is something known as, um, you know, the Power Apps is there, the AI generated description. So AI generated app descriptions make Copilot preview control who can use AI Copilot features. And there is something known as the code generation and execution in Copilot Studio. So this is the feature that I was talking about. If I come to here and I've turned this on, and it will ask me to select the environment that I'm interested about. So what I'm doing is that I'm just going to, this agent actually, this instance actually, where it's a sandbox agent, as the name says. Sorry, my bad. It's a sandbox instance, as the name suggests. And if I go to add, so by default, this should be turned on. And if you can leave it as on, or you should rather leave it as blank. So I can close this, simply I can close this. And if I don't want this, this code generation capabilities in my Copilot Studio, I can simply save this, or I can turn this on and I can go back. Okay, so I'm just canceling this and I'm going back to my Copilot Studio, and then I'm doing what? I'm going back to my agents. Okay, and let me go back to my agents as like this in my settings. And in my settings, if I go to, sorry, not here. So let me go to my agents, inside my here. So in my here, let me go to my, I've created an agent called HR on Teams. It's a very simple agent. What it is going to do is that it can help you with various kinds of, your question is on how is your employees coming to your office? How is there any, red flags regarding any of the employees' attendances? It can help you out with that. And you can publish this on channels like Teams. So here, what I'm doing is I'm going to settings, and I am going to my, in my settings, if I need to turn on that, yes, the responses will be dynamic with AI orchestration for your agent's responses. And I'm going all the way down, down, down. You'd see something known as code interpreter. You have to turn it on. So whenever you are doing this activation, automatically you are ensuring that your Copilot Studio is able to interpret your instructions into Python generated, LLMs, or in very layman's language, whenever I'm coming back with a data. So Python understands any data set which we call as data set in X++, We call it as a data frame in Python. The moment you are loading your data frame into Python, you can do anything. You can create a plot, you can create a graph, you can create, you know, a tensor flow out of it. You can predict, you can churn your data source, you can do anything. Okay, so all this, otherwise you would have to write your own code. But this feature, when you're enabling this feature, it ensures to take up the pain from you and generate the results in humanly understandable outcomes. So I'm taking you to my presentation again. Till here, you let me know if you have any questions. I'd like to take a pause here. I'd like to ask you if you have any questions here. Okay, all right. So let me take you to my presentation once again. And okay, so these are agents. So what has changed in agents? The most important thing about the agents are the file upload capabilities, the file upload and the file grouping capabilities, which were not there. The file groups means, like say for example, this example in itself, like I have the file groups. So all the files that are related to your employees' attendances, you're going to group them at one place. All the files that are related to your trainings, your employees' trainings, you're going to group them at one place. All the files that are related to your salary processing or incentives or appraisals, you're going to keep them on different groups. So that is a new feature from my file groups. File groups also helps you to do various kinds of deep learning activities. Suppose you can give instructions like, hey, this file group is containing information about my employees' attendances. Can you do me a favor of giving me the insights of who were the mostly absent employees over the last month? Or can you tell me who are was there any red flags with respect to any kind of employees not meeting the policies that are mentioned in our HR rule book? Like that, you can just mention them on your instruction, and Copilot Studio is going to take up the responsibility of and getting back to you. So if I am going to tell you like this. Okay, take you back to the uh, let me take you back to this studio. I mean, this Copilot Studio agent. And if I show you this knowledge in here, I have created a file group called file group for employee attendance. It's a very simple file group. If I click on this, you see there are certain attendance registers. Okay, for the month of Jan, Feb, March, April, like that, I've uploaded certain files, daily files, and have given certain instructions like this there these are the students or employees or whatever you call them. This is the attendance for them, and if they are not present 8 hours a day, mark them as a policy violation, and all the policy violations should be marked as red. I am saying that. Okay, so if I let me quickly copy the I have great. Keep the prompt as handy, and I'm just giving this as here, giving this as here, giving this as here in like this. Okay. So what is doing? It's reviewing, it's retrieving the results. You see that these are the employees. These are the employees who are or the students who were absent or insufficient attendances over the month. And these are the list of the students, okay, with their attendances. Okay, and allow me a second. Let me just reconnect. It seems like my connection is faltering. One moment, guys. Guys, am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, Subhashish, you are audible.
Sorry. So when this happens, so basically, this is an example of, this is also showing that this is my file that I was referring to, and these are the employees' names or the students' names. They have notably lower attendance compared to others, insufficient. Like that, it's giving you a rationale. You see the rationale is here. You click on rationale, it's going to show you generating rationale, and it's going to show you, amazing capability of why is this students are having lower. Why does it think that is this student is having lower attendance than the others? Okay, so that's an amazing feature from Microsoft Copilot Studio. So if I take you back to I've created another topic, in this here itself, where I'm making use of code interpreter. So this is known as daily attendance flags. If I click on this, okay, so here I'm saying this topic can answer your questions like analyze flags for the day or just attendance flags. So what I'm saying is that it's going to ask you back, like, can you upload the file here? So I am uploading the register file, and it is then calling a prompt. It's a very simple prompt. What it's doing, if I click on this, so it's saying that refer to the file provided in the attendance register, containing the list of employees and their time in, time out, and total hours in the office. Okay, so attendance register is, I've given a sample attendance register here. What is my task? Your task is to go through the data and see for any employees who's having less than 8 hours. Okay, highlight the attendance in red and generate a summary report listing like total flag transaction, employee name, reasons for flagging, and return the results. Okay, so when I say this, let me let me remind you one thing, like if you click on these three dots and go to settings, you'd be able to see like the code interpreter is enabled. Okay, if you don't do this, it won't be able to do the instruction that you have given. It won't be able to perform the instruction that you have given. So I'm just canceling this. Okay, confirming and canceling this. Then let me ask this question here. Okay, I've copied the prompt beforehand. Okay. So it's going to ask you by generating a plan, like, can you please upload the file here? So uploading the file right away as, okay, so for the month of November and December, where is my file gun? One moment, allow me a second. Okay, allow me a second, just let me reshare my screen. Please let me know, like, if you have any question on this still as yet. Venkatesh, what do you think?
All good, Subhashish.
Okay. All right.
Let's check
Yes,
if
I got it.
anybody has questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen once again. Yeah. So here is my file path. Just copying the file path from once again from here. And yes, I'm giving any file like this, which is any file from November. And let's see what it does. It's essentially going to go back to the prompt that I was describing, and it is going to fetch out the instruction rationale has. Okay, please specify if you have any particular rules or like that. It is asking you, can you show me the results? If I ask, should be able to give me the detailed plan like this. Okay, so it's getting, okay, something happened, something goofed up, like, let me once again give it. Or else I can show you what is happening here. So you see the attendance flag has been like this. It's giving like these are the people who are having less than 8 hours a day. for this month. And so imagine this, like you are just chatting with your bot and you are just, you are publishing your agent to a Teams channel and you are chatting with your bot and your bot is giving your answers like this. So obviously, as you know, the risk part is very simple. You go to Teams, Microsoft Teams, and you can register or you can expose your agent as a in your Teams, and thereby it can make your Teams be talking to you through a bot. Okay, so that's an example of a very, a lovely feature of using your code interpreter with the agents by using your code interpreter, as I was saying. So, okay, data operations. So this is an amazing feature once again from introduced very recently, whereby you can perform CRUD operations. You can do various kinds of exercises. Suppose you can initiate downstream processes with financial operations. Say, for example, I'm saying, okay, can you create a journal with these details? Okay, so journal is it's going to be a daily journal, and the daily journals with the vendor side and the bank side. So the vendor is getting paid from my bank, and okay, so it's going to create you the journal, and then you can also give further exercises like, can you post the journal? It is going to do the same exercise. If you are going to create a small plugin as a tool and expose them to to your agent, the most important thing is like it never violates the security policies. Like suppose if I am it ensures like I'm not an intruder, like someone who's just coming by and just taking a command and doing something anything of his choice. It's not like that. It's going to go through securities and policies and going to do the needful. And it's implemented through virtual entities, which is another, virtual entities are very powerful appliances, whereby you can expose your finance and operations data as Dataverse entities without needing to store these data in Dataverse entities. Okay, so you can implement and expose them, and obviously it goes without saying it's a low code, no code culture. So without doing or any customization, without writing any customization, you can perform or you can achieve excellent results. Okay, so let me take you to a small demo on this. What it is doing is I go here and okay. So in my agents, I have created an agent called sales order. Okay, let me change this. Let me change this to another instance which is working and which can give you proper results. Okay, and so excuse me, let me reload this sales table list page. And suppose I have created an agent like this, sales order agent. Okay. So here is my agent here. And then in my agent, uh, what I've done is that in my tools, I have created a couple of very simple tools called create sales order header and create sales order line. However, these tools are added. I'm simply adding a tool out here. If I go here and say finance and ops apps, so it's going to take a while and going to give you like, options like this, get list of entities, update a record, create record like that. So I'm just creating a record here. Simply by creating a record, I can create, you know, agents, I mean, tools like this, like creating a sales order header, creating a sales order line like that. I'm not doing it because I've already created these two agents. So first of all, the sales order header is going to get created. Inside this, you see why I was saying policies, securities and policies. It is ensuring that I am validating I am validated rather through my user credentials. Like whosoever is not having privileges, he or she won't be create this sales order. Okay, only the provision personnel can only create the sales orders. So here is my end user credentials like this. And if I go to inputs and if I go to see the instance data set I've selected, this is my data set. This is my entity name. Entity name is this sales order header V2 and V4. You know about this entity. It's a well-known entity for uploading or interacting with sales order headers in your Dynamics 365. Customer account is this like dynamically filling you with AI. So how is this coming? I have to click on add input. If I click on add input, I can keep on adding newer, fields like this currency or anything I want to add explicitly in my prompt. Okay, so I'm not adding anything. Don't respond on completion, don't respond default. You should be selecting this option, and in the advanced, it should be specific. Outputs available only to the specific agents and other tool, not all, only specific. Okay. When I do this and I'm coming back and I'm creating a sales line out here, creating a sales line out here. So this is the same exercise that I created here. Like I chose instance data set, which is nothing but my finance and operations base URL. I'm choosing the entity as sales order lines V3, which is also a well-known entity for my sales order line creation. Completion is don't respond default, and on the advanced, I'm telling it as all this time. You see, in the header, when I created the header, I was only giving back to only specific, but here I'm returning it as all. Okay. Once this is done, let me come back to my agent out here. Okay, not one more step is left. So once this is done, I am just coming back to here in my overview, and I'm giving instructions, plain and simple instructions, assist user in creating sales orders with finance and operations apps, provide step-by-step guidance. Like this, I'm giving all what is necessary for creating a sales order with sales order header and sales order lines. If I have also mentioned, like if the user asks anything which is not pertinent to a sales order question, if the user mistakenly asks, okay, what is your favorite food? I should decline with respect that I am not able to answer that question. Okay, so once that I am just publishing my agent and I'm asking a question like this. Let me 1 second copy this. Create new sales order. Okay, I'm just creating this, copying and pasting it out here and just hitting enter. What it is doing is that it's creating this, it is attempting to create the sales order header. It's processing, and in the meanwhile, what it has done is it is been able to create the necessary inputs that are necessary for creating the sales order. So if I go back to my sales, it's completed, it's creating the sales order line here. So when this is done, let me go back to here. Okay, and let me just refresh this. You'd see it has created this sales order without needing to write any single line of code. So let me go back to my prompt and see what has come. So it's saying that the sales order header is successfully created in customer for this. Okay, and with a quantity of 6 to be shipped from site warehouse like that. Okay, so it's an amazing feature which is helping you to create this, which just help me to create this sales order with the details that I asked for. Okay. Just imagine like you can create your own custom entities and expose them as virtual entities. Just refresh your entity list in finance and operations. It will start showing here, and that's it. You can do anything and everything that you want to wish. Okay. I'm pausing here and asking like to ask like what do you think out here till here? Is it going good? Or if you have anything to add or comment on, please let me know. All right. Now let me just give you a document handling capability. So this is a very new feature of Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation, which is a most awaited feature, in fact. So if I show you what is it happening, okay. So you go to feature management. Okay, let me take you to the feature management, and out here, if you go to all, and let's see, there are certain prerequisites you have to remember. So if I go to here as attachment, okay, sorry for my typo, attachment, enable user attachments in Copilot sidecar. And apart from that, there should be something called the document. The document handling is not there. Anyways, so this is the feature that I was talking about. I will show you what I am made by this. So I'm going once again to show you what is it. So screenshots, enable user ability to attach a screenshot to the Copilot sidecar. Okay, I'll show you what is it. Okay, so now here I will show you one more requirement that you need to give. By the way, this feature is available only from 10.0.45 onwards. And okay, let me take you back to the other instance. I'm matching 1 second. So here there is something known as the resources. If I go to the resources and inside my resources, the virtual entities must be installed and configured. So this is most important part. Otherwise, otherwise it won't work. So I'm giving virtual entity finance and operations virtual entities. This is installed and just check for if any update is available. Otherwise, you are good to go. So if I go back to my home page and try to just launch this, you'd see this document attachment functionality has come. Okay, so let me take you to here, and I'm giving something very simple like this. Can you read this file? So saying that, it's saying like what is the file that you want me to read. So I'm giving a file here as, let me go to desktop, document intelligence. There is a sample data. Let me take this one. Okay. And I'm saying here you go. So it's going to read from the file, the metadata. So here are the file details. File name is this, and it's a image/JPEG file. Now, another amazing feature is attaching a screenshot. I'm saying, can you analyze an error? Okay. It's saying, please upload the file or attach the screenshot out here. So I am attaching the screenshot. Okay, so here is a test, screenshot folder which I have created, and it's, if I show you what is this, it's let me show you what is it. It's basically an error which I am getting while posting insufficient inventory with transaction status page. Okay, so let me see what is that Microsoft suggests. Okay, it's the error. Okay, let's see what happens. So it's going to take a while to process your uploaded screenshot and going to come back to you with with what are the reasons of this failure. Okay, so the system has encountered one or more critical stops, and there are error during the posting process. Specifically, the error is related to a sales order with identified, like exactly it's giving you the reasons for which this sales order failed to process. Okay. So it's a amazing feature which I will show you how this is designed. Okay, so I'm taking you here to the agents, and in my Copilot for Finance and Operation, I have created a very couple of simple topics which are Let this get loaded quickly. Last modified by me, of course. Okay. Yeah. So here is a file upload example like this. Okay. Okay. So get error file, get error details. Let me show you how is this done. So whenever the user says phrases like this, can you analyze this error? Analyze this error. Can you check this error? Is going to ask you back, like, can you upload the attachment or screenshot here, which the file is, which the the answer is received as a var. I've stored the response as a variable called var1. Okay, so then I am calling a prompt. Once again, I'm calling a prompt, and if I click on this view model details, be able to show you what is this prompt doing. Okay, and it's going to take you a while. So inside that, I have given all the details of the uh, process, like how to process the error. Okay. Allow me up. So can you give me the details of the screenshot like that I have given? And the document input, I have given a sample. You can add your sample here. Just if you press this slash, it's going to ask you for the input, the sample input that you would like to provide here. So, and elaborate the details of the error in every details. Elaborate the details. Elaborate the details of the error in every aspect, like that I can say. Okay, and once again I can choose from GPT 4.1 mini, or standard GPT, premium GPT, like that. I can click on, keep on changing. Okay, so the moment I say this, it should be able to access the uploaded screenshot and be back with the details. So yeah, and the rest part is very simple. In the rest part, what I'm saying is that I am saying that if I click on this PowerFX expression, and if I say topic dot prompt result, it's going to give me the result of the execution from the prompt. So topic dot, what does this mean? If you're from the developmental background, you can understand that this is, it's something like this, like the way you use this dot, like the way you use this dot means the class or the element that you are currently in. The topic is also referring to something which you are currently in, like this topic which I'm talking about. So topic dot prompt result, topic dot var1, these are the variables that are associated with my topic. Okay, so like that you can get the details of your results from here. Okay, furthermore, I have also created one more example of file upload example. It's a very simple file upload examples which I'm doing it here as I'm just uploading this as can you upload this document, can you help me upload this document. When I say this, I can get this uploaded into a SharePoint site. So this is my SharePoint site, and this is the folder path, and this is the file name of the file, and this is the file content. So let me try to upload this file. Can you help me upload a file? Okay, can you upload the file here? So I'm saying the file is, okay, here you go. And what it will do is that it will get this file be uploaded into this folder path. Okay, so it's a SharePoint path where you can upload this file into. Then from there, you can do various kinds of activities. Maybe you can get this attached to a, to a purchase order, or you can get this attached to, in document handling capabilities. Say, for example, you can write your own invoice captures from there. You can write your own document intelligence from there to take it up from there. Okay, so how is this achieved? It's very simple. Like you see, it is creating the file into this folder location. File name, how am I getting the file name? This is something also a little tricky. So if I click on this, you see if I expand this, you see first of system.activity.attachments. Attachments, when I say attachment, it's going to give you an array of attachments that are attached by the user. When I'm saying first, means I am accessing the first amongst the attachment and getting the name of that attachment. So in our case, whatever file that I just uploaded, I'm getting the name of the file. And simply it is getting that file stored into this folder path which I have given. Like folder path is FinOps. Inside that you get this file be attached. And what is the content of the file? That file content is the var1 which I have stored from the user input like this. Okay. So this is a very simple example of this is the tip of the iceberg. Down into the rabbit hole you can write your own scripts, your own logic to process your files as much as possible. Okay, so this was one more example of the newly added features of Copilot Studio. Again, I'm taking a pause and like to ask you like if you have anything to share or ask. No questions? All right. Lastly, let me conclude this with MCPs. So MCPs are, as Bilu was suggesting, MCPs are right now the buzzword of the day. So, some time back also, I was when the Copilot thing first came into market and it was, gaining, recognition and everyone was talking about this. So I was trying to create a purchase order, a sales order, a vendor by writing my own logic by first talking to the DMF data entity, and from the DMF data entity I'm calling from a topic, and from DMF data entity I am in posting the message. Say for example, this sales order, create a sales order with sales order number as this, customer number as this, the quantity as this, like that. I individually was creating the headers and lines separately, and it was coming back to me as a JSON response. That's JSON response I need to explicitly parse and get the result. So I hope you can understand it's a long developmental process, especially for the developers. Suppose you as an architect, you suddenly recognize like you have to create some kind of sales order or a purchase order. And okay, so you have created the topic to create a vendor, but now you also need to create a purchase order, and then you need to create a journal for that. So every time you have a new requirement, you have to go and create a new topic or all various kinds of testings. It's a painful activity altogether. But with MCP, you have a server, a Claude server. It's called a Claude server, whereby you can get whatever your own environment's understandable response without needing to write any parsing logic. Automatically that can happen. And data logic and access is very straightforward. It provides a way to agent to access both data like inventory and business logic of dynamics finance and operation, enabling actions that were only possible through UIs. So I was just creating this through UIs from front end, but now this using this MCP you can get this automated, and it's a real-time response. Once an action is requested by the AI, the MCP server communicates with Dynamics 365 and performs the tasks and sends the results back to the AI. So MCP servers are, getting into limelight more and more. The easiest way, we don't have much time to create an MCP server end to end, but the easiest way to create an MCP server, you have to create an MCP server first. The MCP server that you can create and use is a Python-based server is the most easy to create. You can use your Visual Studio Code to create a Python-based MCP server. Then you input your logic to parse the users provided questions. Say, for example, I want to know what are all my customers belonging to a customer group. Can you tell me the details of them? So this detail is going to be parsed by Python and be sent back to you using MCP server. So as we don't have in time to create an MCP server from the scratch, so here is a good news for us. We can go to we can go to, say, for example, let me go to here and let me select Copilot for funds and operations. And inside this, I have created a tool, which is, you see, Dynamics 365 ERP MCP, a model context protocol, which would be able to answer your anything that is related to your customers, your customer groups, sales orders, anything. It can bring it back to you. Okay. So how is this even possible? Just create on tool and you click on model context protocol and you click on Dynamics 365 MCP server. Let's wait and let's go back here. So Dynamics 365 ERP MCP server. So this is the one. You can select this and you can get this added to your tool here. Then you publish your agent. And if you come back to your funds and operation, let me reload this quickly and let me copy the prompt that I got this handy for you. I'm saying, can you get the details of the customer, this guy? So I'm just clicking on this. Okay. Okay. And I'm just pasting it here like this. It's gonna take a few moments because MCP servers are obviously they are very robust, but it takes some time to get back to you with the answers. So we need to be a little patient, but that's fine. It can achieve a huge amount of technicalities without needing to write anything explicitly. It can do marvelous things. So we can sacrifice this amount of weight for this. So it's coming back with the details like this. Just not that. I'll show you one amazing feature. Okay. I am just saying, can you get me the details of all customers? Details of customers 010. Okay. So actually there is no such customer as 010. It's, let me see what it does. So you know what it's going to do is that it's going to select from all the customers that ends with or that contains this keyword 010. And let's see what happens. All right. It's saying there are 3 records associated with customer 010. None of the accounts have invoicing. So, okay. So there are no such customer, but it has found 3 customers which are of these details. The third customer belongs to the customer group 20, and there is all the records a valid collection letter. You know, all these details, it is fetching down and giving you the results like this. So I'm asking, like, can you show me customers groups? And it's again contacting the MCP server and giving back with the details of all the customer groups that are available. Okay, let's wait for a couple of more moments. So these are the customer accounts belonging to this, like all these details it's giving back to me. And customer 03 is associated with the customer group. So there is no data available for customer 010 like that. It's giving, it's giving a robust collective answers in just no time. Okay. So that's very, very basic about the MCP servers. And you can, like I said, like, just not this, you can use your own MCP servers, a Python-based server, you just host it and make this be available. And you can then contact with that MCP server and pass on your inputs and let it achieve immensely powerful results. So with that, I am concluding my session and would like to hear from you. What do you think? What is that you're having on your mind? Is there any kind of ideation triggering inside you? Please let me know. Right. So yeah, that concludes my topic for today, and I'd like to hand it back to Vintesh.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Subhashish. It was an amazing session, and I believe future is with AI agents, and we will see a lot of updates because MCP server is live now with F&O as well. So let's hope to see our deployments and our Copilot deployments happening on MCP. Thank you so much, Subhashish, for such an insightful session. And we really love you coming back and presenting in our user group. And thanks for your time. And I hope
Thank you.
everyone had a great time presenting here. And we really love you to see these sessions again. So we'll be keeping this uploaded in our YouTube channel. So you will be notified. The link for YouTube channel is in the chat. You can subscribe to it and click on the bell icon to get notified once we upload the videos. Thank you so much for your time. See you all in our next session. And we have a great news coming up on February 7th of next year. We are doing in-person event in Dubai, AMP Dubai, which is happening in person only. And you'll soon hear updates on those things. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Happy weekend ahead.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
You all have a great
Bye.
weekend. Bye.
Bye.